At the same time, North Korean troops are suffering heavy losses in the Kursk region. As a result, assault groups are being reinforced with fresh personal weapons. The very same new personnel will be thrown by the Russians into meat grinder assaults again. Moreover, Russia has problems with the ammunition it received from the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Right now, in our segment, more details about all these topics.
Security service drones caused a hellish explosion at artillery and mortar depots near the village of Markino in the temporarily occupied territory of Donetsk region. The warehouses stored thousands of munitions for infantry fighting vehicles, tanks, anti-tank guided missiles, mines, grenades, and millions of rounds of various calibers.
Judging by the detonation and the aftermath of the explosions, it concerns the destruction of one of the largest stockpiles of Russian occupying army's combat kits. Apparently, the security service was tracking the logistic supply routes of the occupying forces, and at the moment of maximum accumulation, an attack was carried out on this warehouse.
Meanwhile, the North Korean troops sent to Russia by DPRK dictator Kim Jong-un to participate in the war against Ukraine have already suffered losses. Ukrainian military published photos and videos. We are talking about at least 30 North Korean soldiers killed and wounded.
Are used practically as disposable soldiers, fully understanding both the problems of the language barrier and the lack of horizontal connections and the layered nature of the defense of the armed forces of Ukraine. Plus, accordingly, the capabilities of the Ukrainian defenders in conducting a preemptive strike using both weapons and accordingly FPV drones.
According to the main intelligence directorate of Ukraine, North Korean troops have irreversible and sanitary losses as well as missing personnel. In other words, North Korean troops have become cannon fodder that the Russian army uses in infantry attacks in the Kursk region. Due to the losses, assault groups are replenished with new North Korean military personnel.
On the territory, the Russian Federation, including the Kursk region, there are up to 12,000 military personnel from North Korea. Therefore, accordingly, the loss of 30,000 people, this is not significant considering the total number of North Korean military personnel. Accordingly, there will be reinforcements of personnel and the further use of North Korean military personnel directly in combat operations in the Kursk region.
And while the KPA troops are joining the ranks of the Russian army, there are fewer Kadyrovites. North Korean soldiers opened friendly fire on the Akhmat battalion.
According to the NSU, about 8 members were eliminated. This is evidence of a lack of horizontal connections, a lack of interaction at the unit level. This all leads to the incurred losses in personnel and questions regarding the further use of North Korean military personnel, either directly in combat operations or in the territory of Kurshina or in the occupied areas of Ukraine.
Russians have problems not only with military commanders who cannot fight and have a language barrier, but also with the ammunition supplied by Kim's regime to Putin. The quality of North Korean weapons leaves much to be desired. Their shells have low accuracy and often cause artillery malfunctions.
One should mention that those artillery shells that were transferred to North Korea are from long-term storage. There is such a concept in the storage category of artillery shells. The first category is accordingly 100% efficiency. And then there are the second and third categories. Judging by the quantity mentioned by both Western intelligence communities and accordingly the Ukrainian intelligence community, it is several million shells. The military-industrial complex of North Korea is not capable of producing such a quantity of artillery shells. So it means that these shells were supplied from long-term storage warehouses.
Meanwhile, the Ukrainian side continues to strengthen its positions and repel enemy attacks. According to analysts, the use of unprepared units only accelerates the process of exhausting the enemy and brings closer the turning point in the war.